I'm Chris Farrell, and this is On Watch. It's time for some extreme transparency. You've heard President Trump talk about extreme vetting for persons seeking to enter the United States from terror hotspots. Well, we need to aggressively exercise a similar technique when it comes to government records that you are owed through the Freedom of Information Act, or FOIA. Judicial Watch files more FOIA requests and litigates more FOIA cases than any other organization in the country. Much of the Washington corruption you have heard about in the news started with investigative work by Judicial Watch. Cases like Fast and Furious, the political weaponization of the IRS, the effort to cover up the Benghazi terrorist attacks, and responsibility for the deaths of 4 brave Americans. Hillary Clinton's reckless criminal conduct, compromising classified information over her outlaw email server, and many, many other cases. The FOIA law allows for agencies and departments of the executive branch of government to make discretionary disclosures. In plain English, that means President Trump and his cabinet secretaries can release whatever they want, whenever they want to do so. It's up to them. They can exercise their discretion to release records that are of broad, general, and news media interests concerning important public policy issues and the operations of the federal government. These discretionary disclosures take nothing more than a stroke of the pen. Ironically, the Department of Justice, under Attorney General Sessions, is currently making the exact same legal arguments as the Obama administration and using all the double talk and excuses from the Obama era too. The Justice Department remains in full cover-up mode for anything that would be embarrassing or pose legal jeopardy for the Obama administration. That's frustrating and disappointing. But you need to remember that the rank-and-file staff attorneys at the Justice Department headquarters are largely leftists that continue to support the Obama agenda. The Trump administration has not fully staffed the Justice Department. President Trump faces opposition from an outrageously hostile media and the entrenched leftist political operatives that occupy Washington, D.C. The president appears to have a tough road ahead, but it doesn't have to be that way. Discretionary disclosures, extreme transparency. With a stroke of a pen, President Trump and his cabinet secretaries can order the release of all government records concerning any number of important issues and lingering public policy questions. Here's just a small sample of some of the cases Judicial Watch is investigating and litigating that all could be released in full for the public and news media to examine. Here we go. FBI 302s, or investigative reports of the interviews of President Obama, Rahm Emanuel, and Valerie Jarrett concerning the criminal investigation of Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich's scheme to sell Obama's Senate seat. The entire FBI's investigative file of Secretary Clinton's email practices. Records about the meeting of former President Clinton and Attorney General Lynch at the Phoenix airport. Draft indictments of Hillary Rodham Clinton prepared by Deputy Independent Counsel Hickman Ewing Jr. Records about the intelligence community's decision to disregard the law and not to conduct a damage assessment of Secretary Clinton's criminal email practices. Records of notes, updates, or reports in the Office of the Secretary of State about Benghazi. If you're looking for some accountability for what's happened in this country for the past 8 years, there's a starting point. But there's much, much more. It's time for extreme transparency. Let's expose what Obama and his operatives have been working so hard to hide. The swamp creatures and the deep state actors hate disclosure and public scrutiny. They operate in secret, behind closed doors, off the radar screen, and in the dark. Let's illuminate them and all that's been going on for the better part of a decade. Remember, your employees owe you records and answers. President Trump can provide real accountability with the stroke of a pen. I'm Chris Farrell on Watch.